Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Reddit reading story session. We have a mix of stories, per usual. Just take a look at them. Take a look at them. Anyways, enough of this chat, okay? Enough. But wait, you guys, wait. Don't forget to subscribe. So this first one is from our very own page on Gut Handler. Now the format was a little weird on the actual Reddit, so I put it into a draft so we could read it together. Let's go. Hey everyone, coming here with a lot of debrief and unpack, so please bear with me. I have no idea how long this is going to be, so I am so sorry in advance. 20 female, have lived with my fiance, 20 male, for almost 6 months. We have been together for a year, and over these past few months, I just don't know if I can handle being with him anymore. As some background information, he has been sober for over a year now, and we met the day he left rehab and started living at a sober living house before we decided to move him in. His parents have passed away, and his brother had passed a few months after we got together. We only have one car to get us to and from everywhere. He had 2 part-time jobs, and they are both 45 minutes away from each other. Our landlord has been putting band-aids on bullet holes when it comes to maintenance in our plumbing. The same problem reoccurring ever since we moved in. My mom works at home until she clocks out at 5 p.m. and my stepdad has work until 4:39 p.m. and usually gets home around 4:45-ish p.m. Lastly, I live on a mountain. I promise this will all make sense later on. My fiance, we'll call him Mark, and I take my brother, male 10, we'll call him Colby, to spend the night once a week to stay the night at our house while my parents go on a date. So about a week and a half ago, Mark tells me that Saturday would be the ideal night. So I let my parents know and they say that's perfect. So Saturday comes and we pick my brother up from my parents' house and we take him to our house. Everything is going fine until Mark came out of the bathroom yelling and screaming about the toilet not flushing again for the 4th time this month. So after I had made the call to my landlord to let him know that it needs to be fixed immediately, Colby says that he doesn't want to stay over anymore. So I let my mom know, and luckily they were already back home from their date. As we were driving to my parents' house to take Colby home, we were coming up to a very sharp curve, and Mark found out that the brakes stopped working. So we went 50 miles per hour down the mountain and collided with a guardrail. That's when the airbags deployed. We ended up hitting a boulder to stop us and hydroplaned into a ditch on the complete opposite side of the road. This should be enough to say that we were lucky we were just banged and bruised up and nothing more. So now we have no car. We had to move out of our apartment early, as in the landlord let me cut the lease short and move in with my parents. They have offered that from the beginning, ever since the plumbing issues have caused us problems. Which brings me to the story. For the past few months, Mark has been lying about having rent money. I would sit him down once a week and go over expenses. Mark knows that I pay for a lot more things. My half of the rent, groceries, health insurance, car insurance, phone bill, and cat and dog food litter. And he covered 3 bills: gas, phone, and health insurance. And work has been cutting my hours lately, so my checks have been getting cut from that. Mark would tell me, yes, that's fine, I understand, I can cover 100. Well, come the day that rent is due, he has been feeding me excuse after excuse. One time it was, so I sent you the rent, but it said it might take up to 3 days. And when it has been 3 days, I confront him about it. And he said that he's going to talk to the bank. When I get home, I go talk to Mark about what the bank said. He told me they can't let me pull out the money in cash to put in your bank account. Because the plan was to put that check in my bank account and just put his direct deposit in my bank. So we had no more bank issues. Because it's still pending to go to my first insert bank name account, that was just the last time that he has made up an excuse, and I'm sick of it. I haven't told him, but I called all of the banks he's having issues with. I have expressed my frustrations with both of the banks, and they told him that they don't withhold the money from you. You should get the money within the next day, which I did not. It wasn't just Chime though. It was also Zelle, Cash App, etc. But there were so many countless other times where he has blamed it due to the fact that it was his mom's birthday, and he couldn't bear stressing about it. So he made us go late on rent. weeks on end until I could come up with the money. And I would constantly give and give and give. And I just don't know how much more I can take. Now that we live with my parents, for the past 2 days that he has been here, since he stayed with our cats and dogs until we could find fosters for them, it has been 2 days since he's been here, and he hasn't lifted a finger. He spends all day sleeping while I'm at work, busting my ass. So I sent him a message throughout the day to remind him that he needs to find himself another job, which he really should have been starting when he was still up in the mountain with no job, ever since the accident happened, and that he needs to call places back to show them that he's interested. But yet he wants to argue with me, saying that he's been applying, but I reminded him that just like I said, you have to call them to show them that you're interested. And after that, I basically haven't gotten a text the rest of the day. So I got home and had to talk with him. I told him that I'm not here to be walked all over. If he wants to have a job somewhere else, that's fine, but he's not going to do it here. I just feel defeated, drained, and emotionally exhausted because on one side, I know that he has gone through a lot in the span of how long we've been together. And I know that I'm a sentimental person. I'm just stuck here feeling conflicted with damned if I do leave him because I know he has nowhere to go other than his brother's house. And I'm just so tired with breaking everything off. And damned if I don't, I'm going to be mentally exhausted for the constant fear of him lying or resenting him for not having the money for rent and constantly worried about if he's lying about him being able to pay his half of the rent. All because of his lying ass, always staying home from work and never even going for fake sick days and being in pain. But then end up playing basketball with Colby. I know I'm not happy with him, but I know it's rough with recovery. With everything he's going through, I don't want to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Thank you all for your time, and I appreciate all ifs, any feedback. Love you, gut handler. Okay, so here's the thing. The fact that he is lying to you consistently about having the money is a huge, huge issue. Why can't you, as an adult, come to me and say, hey babe, I'm sorry, I don't have the money this month. I just don't have it. Because then you guys can do the step work to talk to your landlord and be like, hey, we're going to be late, blah, 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 blah. Which, I'm going to be honest, every day that I'm late, it's 50 extra bucks. I mean, you didn't state that you are, but I would assume because you didn't say it, that you don't have late fees is insane to me. 99% of places, you're going to get a late fee occurred every single day that you're late. Why lie? I'm going to find out when the money is not in my bank account. At the end of the day, saying he can't get a job is bogus. It's a cop-out. And to rationalize it in your brain that it's from his addiction is not fair. It's not fair to you. Even when I was in active addiction, full-blown addiction, my ass was getting up and going to work. It didn't matter how shitty I felt. It did not matter because at the end of the day, I got to keep a roof over my head. Unless I want to be hanging out with all the homeless people living in a tent, I got to get my happy ass out of bed and be a fucking adult. For me, I would draw a hard line in the sand. You either get up and get a job now or you're moving in with your brother. And we're going to have to look at this relationship. Because to me, you sleeping all day and not actively looking for a job shows you don't respect me or my parents. They are giving us a temporary place to live. No, this excuse of can't find a job is bullshit. I have had a job since I was 14 years old. 14. You have to apply yourself. You can't just go and apply to 5,000 jobs on Indeed and expect a callback. In this situation, it doesn't matter what job you want. You have to pay your bills. There is places that you can just get a job in the meantime till you get the job that you want. And this is something I've always had to do. Even if it's not the amount I want, as long as money is coming into my bank account, we're going to make it work until I find the job that I want and we need. You can go on Walmart and when you apply, you can track your application. I don't know why they wouldn't hire you at Walmart, even with no experience. but they don't even interview you. They just hire you and say, hey, here's your orientation day after you go through the steps. Yeah, you have to do that stupid test, but it's a job. Fast food places, most of them, if you look around at signs or you look online or you call around, there is a specific day a week they have walk-in interviews if they're hiring. And you can go to fast food places within your vicinity since, you guys wrecked your car. That's in walking distance or bus distance. See your local fast food places and walk in, hey, are you guys hiring? To not find a job and to use an excuse of not finding a job pisses me off to no end. You can find a job, you just don't want to. There is a difference. So for me, I'd be like, you have until the end of the month to find a job or you're peacing out. Sorry. Gotta have tough love sometimes. Also, with your animals, I don't know if this foster situation is a transition to get them adopted and if this situation lies on you not having your own place, but this would be a huge reason for him to get a job. Babe, we're gonna lose our animals if you don't get your fucking ass out of bed. This is not okay. And this is something you guys can work on. But to use addiction as a cop-out, no. And I know every addiction is a little bit different, but I don't care. I do not care. There is somebody that was a friend of a friend, and she said that she found out that her husband was doing heroin for 10 years in secret. If a motherfucker can do heroin for 10 years in secret, you can get your fucking ass out of bed and get a job. Okay? He was providing for the whole family under active addiction. Get your shit together. You're 20 years old. I know you guys are both very young, but you know what? At 16, I was living on my own. My sister co-signed on an apartment, so I could do it on my own. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. If there's an excuse, it's because they don't want to. Draw a hard line in the sand and tell them your stipulations because this is exhausting. God, everything in this makes me so upset. I would feel defeated, drained, and emotionally exhausted as well. I am a super codependent person. I'm working on not being that person. I understand you bending over backwards to try and make this work, but it takes two to make something work. That accident, thank God you're okay. Thank God you're okay. That is terrifying. You played with death, and maybe he's depressed from it, but you know what? Even when you're depressed, you got to put your big boy pants on and go out and be an adult. Anyways, thank you so much for writing on the Gut Handler Reddit page. Hopefully, OP, you give us an update on what you decided to do. I freaking love when you guys share me things on the Reddit page or write it. I also, if you guys don't know, you guys can personally write me on my email. It's here, gut.handlers@gmail.com, and that's for scary stories, or if you don't want to put a public post, you can also send me it there. But anyways, let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for staying in touch with a girl I've known since she was 3, even though my wife thinks it's inappropriate? I, 46 male, don't have children and never wanted them, but I've always been good with kids. When I was 30, I met a family through my wife, then girlfriend, and they had a daughter, let's call her M, who was 3 at the time. Over the years, I formed a close bond with her, like an uncle or surrogate dad. She even once made me a birthday card which said, "Happy birthday, Dad," but uncle, really. That sums up our dynamic well. We'd visit their family, play together, and my wife and I would occasionally take her out. Nothing weird, just a very natural connection. When she was about 13, her mother and my wife had a falling out, so we stopped seeing them. After that, contact with M was basically just a birthday message once a year. Now M is 19 and just finished her first year of college. She reached out recently and asked if we'd like to catch up. My wife and I met her for brunch. She seemed especially happy to see me. Less so with my wife, but not unhappy, which my wife pointed out and I didn't deny. Afterward, my wife said she feels like it's inappropriate for a man my age to be spending time with a young woman like M, especially since we're not related by blood or marriage. She said maybe when M's older, like 30, it might be different. I understand where she's coming from, and I'm very cautious about how this might look to others. That said, I don't have any inappropriate intentions. I see her like a niece and fully well understanding the social connotations. I wouldn't ever meet her in private private, only in public, or with others present. Neither would I initiate contact or be nosy with what's going on with her. I also think if M wants to stay in touch and sees value in this old connection, it's a shame to throw it away because of optics. But I also don't want to disrespect my wife or be a creep. Am I the asshole for staying open to an occasional meetup with M, even though my wife thinks I shouldn't? Yes. Your wife is correct. She is 19 years old. You are a 46-year-old man. I understand how you see it, but this is very inappropriate. You guys are not related. It's like, I don't know. I see it as inappropriate. I know she saw you as like her uncle, but you guys have not really been talking for years, is what it seems like, because she's now 19. This just rubs me weird. I actually was just talking about this sort of thing the other day. I had this friend in high school. She had this friend, okay? It was her friend, not like her mom's friend. It was her friend. He had to be like 50 years old, and he looked like the man from Willy Wonka. He had this long curly hair. I had no idea about this relationship. And there was one day that he came to pick us up. And my friend was like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna come pick us up. He's gonna take us out to lunch, and then he's gonna take us to his house, and he's gonna make us dinner. I'm like, okay, this kind of sounds like an older gentleman. You know, we're 16 years old, and he's talking about doing all this shit. Anyways, we go out to lunch with this man, and I'm like, bro, this dude is like 500 years old. What are you doing? He also had like a weird eye. Not that that really matters, but the guy kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. So we go to lunch, he takes us, he feeds us, and then we go to his house. And this was the weirdest interaction. It's almost like we had his whole family there for one, but this house looked like something out of a fucking Hobbit movie. Like you walk in, there was stainless glass. It wasn't necessarily like a nice house. It was just rustic and unique. We walk in and the table is this really long picnic table. They're making everything from scratch, but he takes us in the backyard after meeting his whole family, and he has this shed. He has all these jars lined up in this shed on these shelves above this workbench, and it's just jars of different strands of weed. I'm like, okay, why are you showing us this? He asks us, hey, what do you guys like to smoke? And me, being in high school, I'm like, I get Reggie, you know, I don't, if I smoke, it's like shit weed, you know, I get what I get. So anyways, I don't smoke with this man because this interaction, this whole situation is very fucking weird. So my friend smokes weed with this whole effing family. I'm out in the backyard on the trampoline, and I'm out in the backyard on the trampoline jumping with the kids. Eventually, her mom comes to pick us up, and I was like, dude, what the fuck was that? She's like, oh, I've known him forever. I've known him since I was a little kid. I'm like, how the fuck did you meet him? She's like, oh, it was just a friend of a friend. And we just became really close. And he's like a dad to me. She didn't have a dad. She only had a mom. It's so inappropriate, okay? Just because you knew him since you were 3 doesn't mean it's not inappropriate. An almost 40-year-old man should not be hanging out with a kid. Okay, I know she's 19. She's legally an adult. She's a kid. Even a 21-year-old. Weird. No, not okay. Your wife is right. Cut contact. There's no reason for you to be meeting up with her to check in and to catch up unless her dad is there. Still, that's fucking weird, bro. That's weird. And I know people are probably gonna have a difference in opinion. I don't give a shit. It's weird. It's gross. Shouldn't be doing it. There's no comments. So you guys are just gonna have to listen to my advice and keep on trucking. Not okay. No. I don't think so. No. Am I wrong for dumping my boyfriend because he said it was disgusting that I was squirting? I'm not going to get into too many specifics, but my boyfriend and I had an argument, and he basically threw it in my face that the last 3 times I had sex with him, I squirted and he found it disgusting. I tried to forgive him for what he said, but I ended up breaking up with him last night over it. And he's been trying to guilt trip me and beg me to forgive him ever since. He says he didn't mean to hurt my feelings. It's just not something he likes, as squirting is just pee, and he's done enough research on it to know it's not some mythical fairy fluid bit. He's still willing to work with me on my medical issue. I ended up hanging up on him, but part of me is feeling guilty, which I know is ridiculous. I would just like perhaps confirmation that I've made the right decision. Okay, so he is apparently stupid. Not on the squirting aspect, but the fact that he claims about, I wasn't trying to hurt you. When you throw insults like that around, yes, you were. Take accountability, my guy. You're fucking disgusting. You're not allowed to get hurt by that, though. You can't say that hurt your feelings. Like, get real. Boy. I will say, though, it is proven. It is proven. Don't get mad at me. Squirt is 90% piss. So all you girlies out there, you can be pissing on all these walls. I mean, do you? Okay. Most of the time, it's an involuntary response. It is what it is. Okay. But here's the thing. This is a sexual compatibility thing. If this is not something that he is into, I don't know that you guys can make it work anyways. Yeah. I mean, he obviously meant to hurt you. You guys are not compatible sexually. So, fuck it. Who cares? Let's read some comments. Commenter, he called you disgusting, LMAO. What does he mean he's not trying to hurt your feelings? Yeah, my guy. Yes, he was. He just hoped you thought so little of yourself that you would gracefully accept his insults. OP responded, exactly. Commenter, he just hopes that you thought so little of yourself that you would gracefully accept his insults. Just blew my mind a bit. I used to be in a relationship where he did that to me, and I've never heard it phrased like that. Damn. Same here. It's so true. It's so true. A lot of people think they can walk all the fuck over you. Commenter, no girl, go find a man that wants you to drown him. They exist and they are so much fun. OP responded with laughing emojis. That's exactly what I'm saying. You guys are not sexually compatible. Some men will worship the ground you walk on if you piss all over his face. Don't get mad at me, okay? I didn't make the science. Anyways, let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend because her friend posted me on a cheaters page? Are we dating the same guy? On Facebook. Oh, I love these pages. Hello, gang. I'm looking to get some feedback about a particular issue to bring some much needed context. I am 33 and she is 25. About 3 months into the relationship, we had an incident where I came home with a very low phone battery and fell fast asleep before texting my girlfriend goodnight. I had a long day of work and we had to go into work on my day off the next day. I had YouTube playing on my laptop next to me, and I plugged my phone into a broken charger, so it died shortly after I went to bed. For some reason, my Snapchat location displayed that I was at a house 2 blocks away from where I live for 3 hours. The house is on the road that I drive by on my 10-minute commute home. I wake up and plug my phone in. When I wake up at 7:30 a.m. to discover over 10 paragraph text messages asking me, where are you? Who are you with? Are you at home? Whose house are you at? How could you do this to me? How could you cheat on me? Do you think I'm stupid? How could you do this to me? Etc. She's a single mother with baggage and trauma from her cheating baby daddy. 2 blocks away from my house. I do the best that I can to try and explain everything to try and prove to her that I would never do such a horrible thing. I explained that after work, I went to Burger King down the street from my job. I showed the receipt and I even sent the Google Maps history and my YouTube history showing that I was watching YouTube on my laptop with timestamps and all. They claimed that I deleted a trip in the Google history and that I forgot to turn my Snapchat location off. Literally anything I could do to try and convince her that I'm not that type of person. It was like this for several days. I reached my mental limit and we broke up as a result of this. Somehow we were able to reconcile about a week after this incident, but I knew deep down that trust would be forever an issue. I constantly tried to prove myself to her. About a month later, I found out she's been messaging a girl that I work with very briefly 6 months ago because since I followed her on Instagram and TikTok, that she was the one I was cheating with. Nope. Red flags are fucking on fire. This bitch Gotta go. No. Nope. 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 I have never had any direct communication with this person whatsoever or liked any post. All I did was follow her. My girlfriend messaged this girl several times throughout the course of the month to the point of borderline harassment, and the girl posts the screenshots of the conversation with my name in it. A trusted employee of mine notified me of this. I was extremely embarrassed about this. We fought about it, but once again, we reconciled. Boy, leave this bitch. Over the course of the relationship, I took measures to ensure we wouldn't have these problems again by deleting my Snapchat. I only used to speak with my girlfriend. She's gonna think you're even more guilty because you deleted Snapchat. My Facebook, and I even made a new Instagram page to ensure that it didn't have any problematic followers. Example, other women. And posted a picture of us on the new page and got on Life 360 to share our location with each other. Oh, brother. I really felt like we were making positive changes in this relationship slowly but surely. Fast forward to present. My ex and I have been dating for about a year now. An acquaintance of mine that I work with notified me through text that I was posted on Facebook. I nearly had a panic attack. I don't have a Facebook page, only Messenger. I asked him to send a screenshot of what the post was. That was when I saw my face and images of the Snapchat location and the Google Maps timeline in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook page in my local area. I sent her what I was sent and asked her why would she do this. Mind you, the incident that was posted was almost 9 months ago. She claimed that she was catching up with her friend from high school and that they did discuss this incident. Only very briefly, she claims. However, going into very specific details and the hypothetical situations that could have happened along with sending messages of said incident doesn't seem like a very brief topic to discuss. She said she asked her friend to delete the post. So once again, I have been embarrassed on Facebook due to the nature of my girlfriend's actions, which my circle of people have seen. I have made it very clear the first time that this cannot happen again. I am well respected by my peers, I have a positive reputation, and have worked very hard to get where I am now as a leader in my department. So as a result, I let her know through text that I cannot continue this relationship and have utilized no contact after explaining to her why it is I cannot continue the relationship. Am I the asshole? To add more context to the relationship, she is extremely jealous and insecure despite my best attempts. She constantly would ask if I'm talking to other women, accuse me of checking other women out when I wasn't, ask me if I had feelings for any of my exes, ask if I am sure if I want to be with her, and accuse me of ignoring her texts when I'm at work or sleeping. Yes, she has been in therapy, and when we hit a rough patch, we even went to therapy together about 2 months ago for 2 sessions. Time out. Hold the mother trucking phone. There's so many instances that you should not have reconciled. This bitch is crazy. She cray, okay? 1, you writing bitches because you had a hunch is absolutely Looney Tune behavior. And didn't you say it's a coworker or something? Is that what you said? Let me see. Yeah. Basically a coworker. She's like, oh, I see you follow my boyfriend. Which I know some girls have intuition, but here's the thing. This is crazy. Crazy. She needs more therapy than whatever she was getting. And I know that she's the friend that posted that on Are We Dating the Same Guy? I honestly think if you post somebody on that page, you should not be dating them. If you have to do that, you should not be dating them. If someone posted me on there, done. We are not talking anymore. Don't ever text me. Don't call me. Don't even fucking look at me. Nope. Because this is the equivalent to not trusting me. This is the equivalent to going through my phone. No. And then to get, this guy got a special Life 36 bullshit so she could track him. I'm sorry, but when you act like this and you need all these precautions to just be in a relationship with a fucking bitch, this ain't gonna work. She's gonna be single, and there's a reason that she's single to begin with, because she's freaking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I would not even dare write somebody on my boyfriend's following list, because the first thing I'm gonna do is approach my boyfriend if I feel some type of way. And this woman obviously has some self-esteem issues, because yikes, dude. And to write you like that because you didn't text her, I would almost guarantee she drove by your house, knew you were home, and just made a huge deal about it anyways. I would almost guarantee. I'm surprised she didn't knock on your freaking door that night. No. Best case scenario that happened out of this is you left her. Woman needs help. Commenter, she doesn't need a boyfriend. She needs therapy, not the asshole. But you will be if you get back with her. Commenter, she needs to deal with her issues before she attempts dating again. Not the asshole for dumping her, but it was the wrong move to delete socials and cater to her insecurities. Yes. All that does is make them worse. Don't do things like that. Yeah. OP responded, the social media cleanse did benefit me. I no longer compare myself to others and my mental health, and productivity has improved. No more doom scrolling for me. Maybe it is a cope, lol, but I do feel better since I got rid of them. That's the thing. See, I was with somebody at one point, and oh my god, dude. I could not trust him on any social media app. He will lie until his face is blue, okay? I went through his phone. He would even talk to bitches on Reddit. He's like, it's not cheating. I didn't physically do anything. I'm like, no, it's worse, actually. But the thing is, I was kept a secret on social media because, whatever reason, he thought bitches weren't going to respond to him if he had a girlfriend. Because bitches do not give a fuck. If they want to talk to somebody, they will do it. And they will think that they are such a prize if they get him to cheat on their girlfriend. Which really just shows that they're trash. But anyways, he and I would delete social media. Because it was like, well, I'd rather not deal with it. So I'm going to delete social media. I'm like, okay, a little dramatic, but sure. Let's delete social media for a while, whatever. It doesn't make it better. It's like, okay, now I just can't see what they're doing. And then they result to Reddit, and then it's all anonymous, and I'll never know. But anyways, let's go to another one. Am I overreacting for refusing to let my wife's work husband come on our family vacation? Ooh, this is gonna be bad. My wife, 34 female, and I, 36 male, have been married for 8 years. 2 kids together. She recently started a new job where she's gotten really close to one of her coworkers. She calls him her work husband and says it's all jokes and office banter, nothing serious. At first I brushed it off, but over time she started texting him outside of work hours, laughing at his jokes constantly, and even FaceTiming him once we were on a weekend trip with our kids. I finally told her it was getting weird, and she told me to stop being insecure. Last week, she asked if he could come with us on our summer vacation to the lake house. She says he has no family around and could use a break. I said, absolutely not. This is our family time, and I don't want some random guy tagging along, especially someone she flirts with all day. She got mad and said I was being controlling. Her exact words were, I'm not even allowed to have friends now. I told her it's not about friends, it's about boundaries. She's still mad and says I embarrassed her by making a big deal out of nothing. Let's get one thing straight. The work husband, work wife is cheating. I do not care. It is emotional cheating. And this, my friend, is emotional cheating. Do not text me out of work hours. No, you guys know how I feel about men and women relationships. You guys know, if you watch my shit, no. If you are sitting there with another guy, nope. It's not about being insecure. And the fact you want him to come on this vacation with the kids, with me, knowing this man will be the third wheel to you and your coworker, no way, Jose. Not overreacting at all. What is wrong with people? I don't get this. I would legit snap if somebody called me their work wife. Snap. Nah, bitch. I ain't nobody's hoe here. No. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, no way in hell this is innocent. I hate the whole work spouse culture specifically because of things like this. It breaks down boundaries and barriers that should be put in place, especially for people who are already married. Put your foot down and let her know that this has gone far past the point that it's comfortable, and that if she doesn't cut off her boyfriend soon, then you'll be making moves. Checkmate, bitch. Yeah, I 100% regret not putting my foot down with my wife as she cozied up to her principal at the school she taught at. She ended up getting promoted to VP. We'd been together 22 years, and I had no reason not to trust her. She chaperoned a school trip along with the principal in March 2024, and when she came back, she was completely different. Just despised being around me, cut off all intimacy, and started acting like a roommate. I'm not happy and haven't been for a long time, was her only explanation. She started hinting at separation. There was nothing between us that would have caused it. Something happened in Europe. On Easter Monday this year, I found proof. A Valentine's Day card at the bottom of her overnight bag she takes on sleepovers to her girlfriends. Written by a man, listed all the great things they did together, including Europe and camping in the summer. The worst part is, he said, the best part has been getting to know your boys. My kids. There were Valentines from my kids to her as well, all in the same handwriting. I asked my son who he made them with, and he said the principal. All the pieces fit together. She'd been cheating on me for over a year with this guy, and probably still is. I confronted her shortly after, and she just stonewalled me, not admitting a thing, and refuses to leave the house. Ugh, I want to puke. That's disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with people? Just leave your spouse, dude. Just leave. Why do you have to do all this bullshit? Why do you have to be crappy? Why do you have to betray these people? I don't understand cheating. I really don't. Fucking pisses me off. Commenter, you have a major wife problem, OP. She wants to take her boyfriend with you on her family vacation. To her, it was okay to ask you that. And she's mad you said no. I'm sorry, OP, but your wife is a dumbass. Has way too many screws loose in her so-called brain to think such a thing, let alone actually verbalize it to you. And then to be mad at you? I'm sorry you're married to such a person, OP. I really am. This is serious. In her so-called mind, it's okay for her to want to bring a male friend along with you on your family vacation. This is beyond fucked up. OP responded, yeah, honestly, I've been trying not to blow this out of proportion, but the fact she doubled down and got mad at me for saying no really opened my eyes. I don't even know how she thought it was a normal ask. Because she's a dumb bitch. Just kidding. Because she's stupid. She doesn't understand that she has feelings for this dude and thinks it's some friend thing and then wants to gaslight you to the freaking moon. Oh my God, why are you being so insecure, babe? It's just a friend. It's just my work husband. It's just the guy I flirt with all day, every day while I'm not with you. Babe, come on. Let's go to another one. Boyfriend 33 male leaving me 35 female for childhood crush. I don't understand his logic or what to do. We've been together for 10 months. We had a great thing going. We have had real moments together and arguments we have resolved. A real relationship. We talked about a future, a home, family, and then it all crashed within the last month. He's been obsessed with an idolized version of his childhood crush, literally his unicorn dream girl since before we met. I didn't know this until last month. He said he's had feelings for her since before he was 18, and they never got a chance to date, so they have always been there. He said they were always in other relationships, or they were too scared of it working out to be with each other. They would always talk every few years and pick up where they left off, but she would always end up ghosting him. The last time they tried to date was weeks before he met me, and he said back then she ghosted him permanently again because he overwhelmed her. He confessed she suddenly resurfaced, and he needs closure with her before he can fully commit to me, because she said she wants to finally try dating him. He said dating her will somehow free his heart to love me without reservation. He said he wants to be with me and fully love me, but it's like she's created a wall in his heart he can't get past. He said I'm actually his first choice, but he needs to date her to get her out of his heart. He said he doesn't think it will work, but he just needs answer to fully love me. I'm devastated. He admits I'm his first choice. That sentence again. There it is. Yet he's still choosing her first. He said he can't be happy with himself or anyone until this gets out of his head. If he stays with me, he will forever be miserable, harboring feelings for her and feeling guilty he can't fully love me. He thinks he can just close the door on his feelings for her and walk into our future together. My heart is shattered into pieces. He told me not to wait for him because that would be cruel, but he hopes I'll still be there for him when he comes back. Your thoughts would mean everything to me right now. Edit. He is adamant that I am his first choice. There it is again. And he's tried to get over her. He wants to get over her, but can't. He said there is a wall there. He knows it won't work out, but he can't live like this. He said that he has tried since he was 18 for the feelings to go away, but they won't. He said he needs closure, but I can't be with him while he figures it out. I don't know. I feel like I understand, but I don't know if I'm being manipulated. He is on the spectrum, so it's like it makes sense for him to think this way. I hate this mental health cop out bullshit. You know exactly what you're doing. If this is the kind of way you communicate, the reason he is so adamant and persistent about saying you're his first choice is because you're not. He's trying to convince himself you're his first choice. For me, that's it. Done. Finito. We are no longer together. Do not call me. Do not contact me. Do not reach back out when you know this inevitably doesn't work out. If you know it's not going to work out, you wouldn't be trying again. What is the definition of insanity? Oh, doing the same thing repeatedly and getting the same result. There is this thing that a lot of people have, and it's they romanticize people from their past, and then when they finally get hit with reality that they're not the person that they made up in their head, everything comes crashing down. And it seems like they've done this rodeo more times than not, and they know it's just not going to work out. They both romanticize the hell out of each other for it to inevitably fail. They're like, oh my god, it's my childhood sweetheart. I just love, I did the boat, you did the. This man is going to be chasing this woman for the rest of his life, and she knows that. So she goes, you know what, I can cut him off, and then I can just contact him when I'm feeling lonely once again. So she cuts him off, he comes back, cuts him off, she comes back. Never ending cycle, and she has him on a leash. This is disgusting. They're both pieces of shit. You deserve better, OP. Yes, leave him. Do not wait for him. The fact that he thinks you're just going to be hanging out when he's done having fun, get a grip. No, you better not be. You better have more respect for yourself than that. Do not wait for him. Do not even say you're on a break. You're broken up. You're done. Finito. That is it. What is wrong with people? You think you're that special that you can just go tango with somebody else and come back to me and I'll be like, oh my god, my knight in shining armor, you did come back. I am your second choice. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, you are not his first choice. He is chasing an idea instead of something you have. Please, please do not forgive him a minute of your time when he eventually comes crawling back. He will always be mourning what could have been with her. You deserve someone who will not leave you for an idea. Bingo. Bingo. Commenter, he wants to be with her, not you. Everything else he says is irrelevant. The silver lining is that this happened before you guys get married. It's one of those things. It's what they do, not what they say. Your actions speak louder than words. Prime example. Let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my male 29 girlfriend, female 28 over Instagram Reels? My girlfriend and I started dating 4 years ago and have been living together for 2 years. And for the most part of the relationship has been great up until the last year or so. About a year ago, she started making her own videos to post on Instagram. It started out as just videos of small projects she was doing around our apartment or outside. She's really into gardening and growing various types of flowers and plants. So that was the most of her video content at the time. I have absolutely no issue with it because it is a hobby she loves, and I absolutely wanted her to keep going with it. A few months in, the video started to change a little bit. She started making videos of herself, including some with me in it, but mostly just my voice, since they would be conversations mostly. They would be of conversations or questions she had that were apparently trends on Instagram Reels and TikTok. It started out maybe once every other week or so, but then slowly progressed to multiple times per week. I am only a little bit familiar with Insta TikTok trends, but they can range anywhere from innocuous question to some kind of riddle or some deep question that honestly felt like a trap to make me say something stupid or embarrass me. I also don't like being filmed, especially when I might be made to look dumb. If you haven't seen these trends or are aware of them, the person usually films a situation without the other person knowing. Or the other person knows, but either way, it will have a question or a prompt to make the video entertaining or whatever. The questions the person are supposed to ask you in film are like, can you peel this orange for me? And then they hand you an orange to see you react. Another one was asking me to clean up ketchup she poured all over the counter to see how I react. Oh, and a great one, incredibly annoying, was, don't you wish you were taller? Which I played off, but particularly bugged me because I actually am a shorter guy and have been insecure about my height for years. Constant asinine bullshit like this with various questions and situations and riddles multiple times a week started to get more and more annoying. Both because of the stupid question meant to instigate conflict, which it did many times, embarrass me, make me look dumb, or simply because it was frequently when I wanted to relax in peace or I thought we were spending quality time with each other on a day off or at night. I had voiced this to her multiple times as the months went by about how I was exhausted and dreaded any time she pulled her phone out to do another stupid trend. One day, a couple weeks ago, I had a really stressful day at work after a very stressful couple weeks. I had been very vocal to her about my workload at my job. I apologized in advance if I seemed like I was upset or angry. I made sure she knew it was 100% to do with work and my boss and nothing to do with her. So anyways, on this one day, I get home after having one of the worst days ever at my job. My job had a busy season that was ending within a week or so. An hour or so goes by, and all of a sudden, she tells me that I could have been nicer to her that day or when I got home. I immediately brought up how we had spoken multiple times that week about this issue, and once this week is over, we will be fine again because of the busy season. I am just in a very stressful position and stressed about life. I had also been saving for a ring to propose and looking at houses. As I am talking to her about my stress, I see she's filming me with her phone, and at this point, I lost it. I yelled at her, which I had never done before, and told her I was sick and tired of her crap with the Instagram reels and trend. Tired of being made to look like an asshole or stupid or have to play a stupid game. She was crying and then started complaining that all of her friends' boyfriends' husbands have no problem with the Instagram videos and trends and that I should be more fun. It quickly devolved into an argument about how I said she only does things to look cool on social media because her friends are doing it. Eventually, I said that I feel she doesn't want me as her husband. I wanted to just have any old man that she could just make into a court gesture for Instagram for likes on her videos and pictures. I told her our relationship has turned into a virtual Instagram relationship for views in a matter of months, and she doesn't seem to care about how it was making me feel. At that point, she complained that I wasn't like her friends' boyfriends' husbands, to which I responded that she should go and just date those guys then. At that point, she said that maybe another guy would be better and more fun, and then I just told her it was over and to get her stuff and leave. She left with a bunch of her clothes to go to her parents' house, who aren't far away, and the next day she came back to get the rest of her stuff, and we barely spoke to each other. To be honest, it had felt like a huge relief because of the stress and annoyance she had been causing me for months over stupid Instagram. Her friends had texted me and told me how I was an insecure asshole, jerk, horrible person, etc. for dumping her over what they saw as a trivial reason. My family was upset because they really like her and thought she was their future daughter-in-law and sister-in-law. I could see how everyone might think it was a trivial reason, but she was driving me absolutely insane for months on end. I had spoken to her many times about how I hated it and wished she would stop, but then eventually I snapped and now I am the bad guy. She will be back a couple more times this week to get other stuff. She had left that wasn't urgent to bring back to her parents' house. All of those people are making me second guess my decision, which in the moment was emotional, but the more I thought about it since then, the more I have been relieved. Did I overreact? Am I the asshole? No, you didn't overreact. This is so effing annoying. I can't imagine coming home after a stressful day at work and my girlfriend whips out her phone and says, "Would you love me if I was a worm? Oh, by the way, this is going to be on TikTok. Answer it good." Or, "Oh, could you pose orange for me?" Pouring ketchup all over the counter. Imagine coming home from work and like you said, it's like the worst day. Your boss is being a dick. You just can't wait to come home and decompress and relax. And this chick pulls out her phone and pours ketchup all over the counter, says, "Babe, can you clean up this ketchup for me that I purposely put on the counter for views?" I would lose my marbles. I'm a very calm person, but that is so annoying. These trends on TikTok and Instagram are so stupid. I do not understand them. I don't get them. I get some of them. I did one and it was like that dun 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 dun, and you hear a certain thing in the song, but I don't understand these, like, the people asking their significant other these questions. It's like, oh, let's see what he says. I mean, if you're a kid, I guess I get it. But imagine just somebody coming up to you with their phone. Oh, babe, would you love me if I was a worm? But babe, I just need to know if you would still love me if I was a worm. Would you? If you say no, I'm gonna be really mad at you. I'm actually gonna fight a lot. Okay, please. Just... Oh, I'd be so lit. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, your relief when she left says it all. Yes. I read that immediately and knew he did the right thing. I hope he stays strong. The relief when a person who is the cause of your stress is gone. I was living in a fog in a bad relationship, and when she broke it off, it was such a relief I never spoke to her again. Commenter, if this is not what you signed up for or what you want to deal with for the long term, this is the best for everyone, not the asshole. Also, you have spoken your irritation with this, your issues with it. Hey, please stop recording me for views. Please stop doing this. And she's like, I don't really give a shit about your feelings. I'm going to do it anyways because I need my validation, babe. My viewers are waiting. All I'm saying is you ruined your relationship for what? Really, what? So that you can do what all your friends are doing? Annoying their spouses and boyfriends that are probably on the same track as you right now because they're all like, I'm so sick of this bitch. I'm so sick of this shit. Why are we doing this? Are we 10 years old? Anyways, let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for recording my friend's fiance at her bachelorette party and playing the recording for him? Oh, shit. I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiance. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food. It was definitely a hit. At one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with two of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assumed she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point, I realized they were talking about my friend's son. I took up my phone and started recording them. The bride's friend said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said it's too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend and played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would, but I haven't yet. I feel like an asshole for interfering. I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son, depending on what my friend does. I might need to send the recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being an asshole? I mean, maybe it was like playful banter and she wasn't really serious. You know, they're drinking and they're like, I don't really know. I mean, for me, I'd probably be like, what the hell's your problem? Why would you say that? Of course, I don't want to send off my kid, but this shows a lot of character because, I don't really know about this one. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, you weren't being an asshole. You were being a concerned friend. If someone is about to marry a person who openly disrespects their child, they deserve to know. It's better he find out now than after they're married. Absolutely. This is like, what was it, Evian from The Parent Trap? Oh, they're stupid little brats. I don't think the friend did anything wrong. I know recording people in private is like, ugh, but who cares? Don't talk shit if you don't want other people to hear. I don't say things out of my mouth that I would not say to a person that I talk shit about. So I ain't gotta worry about shit like this. Don't do it. It's a long comment, but we're gonna read it. Commenter, more than one feeling can exist at the same time. You can feel bad about recording someone saying damaging things and feel bad about it because you know it will damage or ruin things. 2, you can feel good that you were looking out for your friend and for a child that needs responsible adults to look after that child. Both of those feelings can exist at the same time. You don't need to pretend like one feeling doesn't exist if you're experiencing multiple other feelings at the same time. You are aware that you have both of these feelings, and it sounded like like you're trying to figure out which feeling should be the more important one. It's hard to make a decision because if you respond to both feelings, the resulting actions are opposite of each other. Another thing to consider is that maybe the child is acting like that toward the fiance because she is treating the child a certain way. She might not ever say anything bad or wrong, but the child can definitely feel unloved. The result is that the fiance is describing the behavior of a child that she has treated poorly, but there is no hard evidence of mistreatment. A child knows when they're loved and when they are not. You don't have to use words to let them know you do or you don't love them. I would feel guilty about doing what you did. I would feel guilty about recording her. I would feel guilty about showing it to the father. I would feel anxious that maybe the father knew already, and it might just cause distrust between you and the fiance. I would feel guilty that the result of this recording would cause the marriage to not happen. I would feel all of those feelings and probably a lot more. I would feel good about knowing that I tried to do what I could to look out for the best interest of that child, even if that means that you shoulder the burdensome guilt. That's part of being a responsible adult. There are hard decisions to make, and you made one of them. You didn't just sit by and let things happen. Sure, it's not the same bravery you see on the battlefield, but it was a brave thing to do. You can sit in confidence that you tried to do the morally right thing, even though you knew that you didn't know what the outcome would be. That's the type of bravery that we can all admire. That was what you tried to do. Whether or not we all would have made the same decision with different variables doesn't matter. You did what you thought was right. It's safe to say that I feel like you made the responsible decision here. Someone put a problem in your lap and you had the integrity to make the decision with good morals and real consequences. The outcome may not be what you want or expected, but you can learn from that. What you don't have to live with is knowing that you might have been able to prevent years and years of mistreatment and you did nothing. I don't envy the position you were put in, and I respect the decision you made. People shouldn't judge you for the outcome of your decision, and the right people won't. Would you really want to be around the type of person who did? You have the right to be confident in your decision. Plus, you're here trying to gain perspective and feedback on it, and that's a good thing. That's the thing. You recorded it, sent it to the friend, and said, you do what you want with this information. It wasn't like, you need to leave her right now, look what she said about your son, and blah, 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 blah. All she did was, hey, here's this video. I'll send it to you. Kudos. But you know what? There's a freaking update, you guys. There's an update. Yesterday, Friday afternoon, I got a text from my friend asking me to block his fiance's number. I was a bit thrown off by the request and asked if everything was okay. He said he couldn't talk right now and asked me to please just block the number. So I blocked the number. I had this weird glitch with my Android Auto where if a blocked number calls me, it shows up in my recent calls as a missed call on my car screen, even though on my actual phone, it doesn't ring at all. I was driving later and saw a ton of missed calls from her. There were so many, it exceeded what my car will show me. I kept the number blocked. Later, my friend's best friend, who was supposed to be the best man, called me and asked if I had heard from our friend. I said yes and asked why. He sent me a screenshot from the fiance's Facebook talking about how people show you their true colors and saying she was newly single. I tried to call my friend, but he didn't answer. Tonight, I finally heard back from him. The long and short of it is he asked her about how she felt about his son. She said he's adorable and sweet. My friend played her the recording and she asked where he got it. He refused to tell her, saying it shouldn't matter. She immediately guessed it was me and refused to confirm it. She was angry that he wouldn't tell her I recorded her conversation and said she can't trust him anymore. She called off the wedding. Not a great update, but since so many of you were so invested, I thought you wanted to know. Good. 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 Sounds like he dodged a bullet before he got them papers signed and got the government involved in their relationship. Let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for secretly replacing my late brother's ashes with fireplace ash so I could keep the real ones? My brother passed away 2 years ago. We were incredibly close. He basically raised me after our parents died. He had always said he didn't want to be buried or scattered. He wanted to stay with the people he loved. When he passed, the family decided to scatter his ashes at our childhood home, Lake. I was devastated. I wanted to keep a small urn, but my older cousin, who organized the memorial, said that was morbid and selfish, and insisted all the ashes be scattered together. Everyone else went along with it. Here's where it gets weird. I work at a lab, and I quietly took a small portion of his ashes home before the official scattering. To avoid suspicion, I replaced what I took with a near identical weight of gray fireplace ash. No one noticed. I now have a tiny urn in my apartment, and I feel closer to him because of it. I told my best friend recently and she was horrified. She said it was deceptive and disrespectful to the rest of the family, and possibly even spiritually selfish. I hadn't thought of it like that. I never meant to hurt anyone. It just felt like my only way to keep a piece of him with me. So am I the asshole for secretly replacing some of my brother's ashes before the family scattered him? He didn't want them scattered. Why are they scattering them? I do not understand this. That is not what he asked for. That's not what he wanted. If anything, you did what he asked. This is crazy. I give you kudos. I applaud you. I am 100% on your side, OP, because I would have done a lot worse than you. I would have taken all of the ashes and then I would have put the ash in the urn all the way to the top. That's what I would have done. I would have taken it all because that's what your brother wanted. Oh, y'all want to be selfish and do your own thing with it? Okay. I'm going to take it and I'm going to do what this man wanted to do with his body and put it on my GD shelf. That's where it's going to sit. And if anybody asks, it's my cat's. Yeah, I would have taken all of them. I would have went way worse than you. And I would have still went and did the memorial. But I would have put up a fight. I would have been like, you guys, you know this is not what he wanted. Why are we doing this? I don't know. I don't understand people, dude. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, not the asshole. You respected his wishes. Where's the problem here? OP responded, my family is scolding me. I told to make them understand, but nobody is ready to listen. Commenter, hide the urn or keep it on your person. I don't trust them not to sabotage it. Yeah, honestly, I would put it somewhere where your family will not see it. Up in the attic, up in a closet, something that's, or just don't let them come over. Because you will forget about it. Honestly, you will forget about it and then they will see it and they ask about it. But you could just be like, it's just decoration, dude. I'd put it in something cute. I'd even get a see-through vase. Put flower stems in it. They ain't gonna know. It'd be cute too. I know they have some of them have little bone fragments. But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Nobody would know. It's not like they're looking for it. You know what I mean? Commenter, it's too late now, but there was no need to tell them. It sounds like you knew your brother's wishes for his remains better than the older relatives who took charge at the time of his death. I think your brother would have been happy to be physically kept and cherished by you. Remember that, and ignore the useless input of pushy aunt and all other distant relatives. Distant compared to your close sibling bond. You have nothing to feel bad about. I agree. You know what? Come to think of it, I would have taken the whole thing, urn and all. Been like, suck on that, fools. Anyways. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. It's all up to you.